पॉलिसी बाजार पर 1 करोड़ रुपए का टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस केवल 450 रुपए महीने से शुरू। Wow!
Our neighbor has a new Prime Minister. We are talking about Nepal. Prachanda is now back in the hot seat. This hard left turn for Nepal, what are the dynamics going to mean for India? And to discuss this further, a big name in Nepal's journalism, Mr. Yubaraj Ghimire, is now with us. He also wrote a fantastic piece in the Indian Express today. Thank you very much, Mr. Ghimire, for joining us. My first question, Prachanda's elevation and, according to you, its meaning for Nepal.
Well, for Nepal, you can take it as a normal process after the election, but the way he became Prime Minister was not quite a normal process, because he was part of the pre-election alliance that consisted of Nepali Congress, which was leading the alliance, and Maoist was a junior partner. It was expected that that pre-election alliance would be forming the government, because it had also emerged as the largest group, with, although not with absolute majority. But Prachanda, it seemed, was also holding parallel negotiation with the opposite side, and he had prime ministerial ambition, which apparently Sherbadur Deuba didn't accept this time. So he joined hands with KP Oli, his bitter foe during the past 2 years, and they have formed the government together and with the support of other smaller parties.
And you know, the subcontinent is no stranger to foes turning friends for the sake of power. So this is all too familiar. But Mr. Ghimire, what does this mean for India? How worried should India be of a left turn towards China?
Well, I think, like India-Nepal relations are very difficult to define in terms of how it will go in a particular year or under a particular leadership, because it's a very dynamic and continuous relations. But there will be irritation, because KP Oli, who will be having larger clout in running this government, didn't have quite a normal and cordial relation with India during the time he was Prime Minister twice. There are certain issues, border issues, which he had raised. There are some other issues also. How the two sides take cognizance of those issues, how they try to sort it out, will determine what kind of relation India and Nepal will have in this, in a particular regime. But anyway, there will always be a problem. If there is serious will, they can sort it out. The problems are not that big at the moment.
Okay, my final question, how will Nepal balance the China-India matrix under this new leadership?
Yeah, China factor that way it came into, bilateral or trilateral relations much later, maybe around after 2005, when India did play a very active role in political change in Nepal in 2005, joining hands with the Maoists. Also in that process, India did, align with European and other Western forces, including America, in Nepal's internal affair. China came as a retaliation at that point, but it really increased its presence and investment in Nepal. Now it has got such a big interest that it needs a favorable regime to protect those interests, like India does. So there is a fear that Nepal will turn into a playground of international forces, largely, mainly with India and China competing or even confronting with each other. But Nepal's stated position is it maintains a very balanced and policy of equidistance. Let us hope that it does what it says.
All right, Mr. Yubaraj Ghimire, thank you very much for your time. With that, we come to an end in this edition of Newsbreak, but news continues on the other side. Stay with us.